All right, good morning. I hope you've had a nice Diwali. Let us continue with our chapter of statistics, that is introduction. We had done the basics and now let us continue with the definitions of statistics. What is statistics? It is necessary to have quantitative measurement even for things which are not basically quantifiable. Unless and until a particular thing is not, any commodity is not quantifiable, we will not include it in our study of statistics. Economics we had done is something that can be, which is done primarily for a particular motive. And in statistics, we will be taking into account such variables which are quantifiable. In case a particular commodity or a particular emotion, for example, emotion cannot be quantified, hence it is not really included. But emotional quotient can be quantified, and then to that extent we can include it in statistics. So for any variable to be included in the study of statistics, it should be quantifiable. That is the basic criteria. We should be able to measure it in some form, with some unit of measurement. So the systematic treatment of quantitative expression is known as statistics. So for example, we should be able to quantify the total quantity of milk in a particular liter or in a particular area that is provided by the various suppliers. Statistics can be defined in two ways. Number one, plural sense, and number two, singular sense. We will first study the concept of statistics in the plural sense. As per the word plural, plural is something that is more than one. If a particular quantity of a commodity is more than one unit, then it comes under plural sense. Figures are innocent and do not speak anything, but when they refer to some place, person, time, etc., they can be called statistics. For example, the number of students in different classes in a school. Nursery, suppose there are 200 students in a particular school. In prep class, there are 210 students in a particular school. In class 1, 220. In class 2, 225. In class 3, 230. And we can carry on so that we know the total number of students in that school. So it is the first criteria in the plural senses that you should be able to quantify it in numbers. The above table gives numerical description of statistics, of students. Then according to Horace Seacrest, this is the person who has given a definition of statistics in the plural sense. So according to Horace Seacrest, by statistics we mean aggregates of facts affected to a marked extent. I'm written market, it's not market but marked. It is D. Marked extent by multiplicity of causes, numerically expressed, enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy, collected in a systematic manner for a predetermined purpose and placed in relation to each other. We will study each aspect of this definition of Horace Seacrest in a little greater detail to be able to understand this definition. The first part of this definition, by statistics we mean aggregates of facts. So I have written it down. Statistics are aggregates of facts. What does this mean? This means that a single figure is not statistics. For example, rupees 500 is wage of a particular person X. This will not be treated as statistics unless and until it is not comparable with similar data of any other person. But when we are adding the figures of wages of Y as rupees 600 and of Z as rupees 800, this becomes statistics, because single figures have no meaning. Unless and until the data cannot be compared, you will not include it in the study of statistics. So this is the first criteria under the plural sense as given by Horace Sechrist, that statistics are aggregates of facts. Whatever variable we study must be studied as a group of items. Second one, statistics are affected by a marked extent, or to a marked extent, by multiplicity of causes. We must understand that in statistics, one single item cannot be affecting a variable. Whenever we are talking about a particular item, there will be a large number of factors affecting it. In this case, let us take into the example of output of rice. The output of rice in a particular area is going to be affected by the rainfall, is going to be affected by the quality of seeds used, is going to be affected by the manures used from time to time. So this is the second part. Statistics are affected to a marked extent by multiplicity of causes. The third aspect of this definition, statistics are numerically expressed. That means you are able to express it in numbers. I have given the example here. Quantitative statistics here are expressed in numbers, and we are taking into account, for example, the marks of different students. Ramesh has scored 80%, Rajesh has scored 90% in maths in their Monday test. So this should have some numerical data attached to it. The next aspect of statistics is statistics are enumerated or estimated according to reasonable standards of accuracy. There are two ways of measuring any variable. It can be enumeration. Enumeration means physically adding up each and every item. And in case of enumeration, the information is highly accurate and correct. How many students are in section 10th A? How many students are in section 10th B of a particular school? You cannot have on a particular day an increased number or a decreased number unless and until the figure is done on the basis of a new admission. So you have to be very precise that for a particular date, the information relating to attendance of students in different sections has to be absolutely correct. This is enumeration. But when it comes to estimation, you can use some kind of guesswork. For example, we can say that about 10,000 students attended a particular rally of the Prime Minister on a particular date, say 23rd of November 2020. So here, in case of estimation, some kind of guesswork can be done, but for enumeration, no guesswork is involved. The next aspect of this definition reads as statistics are collected in a systematic manner. No information should be written in a haphazard manner. If you are studying or collecting data, the data should be done arranged very properly on the basis of some kind of common characteristic. For example, we are taking into account the arrangement of names of students alphabet wise. So when you are arranging the names of students of a particular class and section alphabet wise, all the names are properly arranged from A to Z systematically. Then statistics are collected for a predetermined purpose. No work in statistics is done without a purpose. The goal should be kept very clear in the mind before you start collecting and organizing the data. then statistics are placed in relation to each other. For example, you are arranging the names of students in a class alphabet wise. That is the purpose that has to be kept in mind for arranging data. Each and every study should be conducted in such a manner that the purpose for conducting that study should be clear, and the process of doing it in a proper sequence should be clear and should be followed till the end. Please subscribe to my channel. I will be posting more videos for your benefit. Best of luck.